a very, very storied heads up there between Bobby and Levon. Let me actually check because we've had a certain pairing which was nearing. Was it this one actually? The 200 game. No, that were maybe the last two. I mean, I no longer really count them in that list. But
the Morphe defense.
Somewhat notable players who kind of played the classical Spanish, and just went bishop b7 here and quite happily played all these types of lines.
But both you and Lev really, I want to say, really put your career into the Marshall too.
In later years, I think it became quite obvious to a lot of people that you could bluff me in that position you just had on the board, play c3, and I would kind of frown and scowl for like 5 minutes and play d6 instead of d5 because who has the memory for those things? But in earlier years, I would have snapped played d5 there, and even in somewhat in more recent times, I have played the Marshall occasionally.
Look at what we do have, in fact, on screen. In the game between Levon
there was a
leave it to Berlin. Just
not really.
Commentator's curse.
Not really. And actually, the position they're playing, it's an incredibly forcing line, and there are some very sharp end games which would arise. Like we could potentially, like 10 minutes later, be playing a very, very sharp, heavily theoretical end game. 70% of all the pieces traded off, and they have a lot of experience in this line as well. But it's not the Berlin; it's the Einzel-Berlin, and it's one of the sharpest Einzel-Berlins in existence. So I'm not that saddened by this.
All right, and jump right in, Alejandro, in the game between Bobby and Levon. Kind of off a little bit the beaten track, but
no. What do you mean? We're following the game Caruana Aronian.
There we go.
So they're very familiar with it. They played it against each other. I think this was back in 2019. Yeah, 2019. So Fabi has actually played this variation several times. I think the first time I saw him live play this line was against Jeffrey Shongan.
that's a slightly kind of a.
No, it's not because the game already ended.
What I mean is,
You can't
like,
make on G7. It's not a move.
okay. People still do, no? They don't?
But they're wrong.
Okay, fair enough.